Okay. Hello, my friend. Thank you for stopping your world to spend a couple of minutes talking about slam.
Absolutely, my pleasure. It's good to see you.
So good to see you. Always good to see you. I I wanted to ask you, first of all, will you just kind of tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do, where you're from, a little bit about, your teaching experience and so forth?
Absolutely. So I'm Chad Smith. This is my 22nd year teaching. I'm the Associate Director of Bands at Campbell High School in Cobb County. This is the third stop in my journey. I spent 10 years as a band director in Los Angeles at a private Catholic school. Then I moved to Chicago, back to the Midwest, where I am from, where I spent 6 years as a band director in the Chicago public school system, Lincoln Park High School for 5 of those years. And then I made my move to Cobb County in Georgia and back to warm weather.
We're glad to have you here in the South.
Me too.
And you have been a member of Slam basically since day one. I mean, I think that not only are you a charter member, but you really truly were on board right away. So what drew you to Slam in the first place?
I think that the idea of that community aspect, we all try to build community within our programs, and we get to enjoy community when we go to Midwest or we go to our state convention. But that shiny new toy wears off pretty quick. And what really interested me in the idea of Slam was that it is that weekly check-in to make sure we're all okay. Um, whether our week was great and we want to share that information, or we had some struggles that week, to be able to ask for advice, to be able to commiserate and celebrate with other people that are going through the exact same thing. Because our jobs aren't easy, and so many of us out there are by ourselves in our position as a singleton. Sometimes as just the single band director, but sometimes as the only music teacher in a school. And I think it's important to have that community, and be able to see face to face, even though via a Zoom on a Sunday is different than an email or a phone call, or scrolling through a message board. I think just having that direct interaction with peers from all over the country and including Canada, that are able to join us and be able to have that conversation and pick people's brains. Because, as you said, I'm at a different stage than somebody else may be, and we all have those experiences that we can pull from somebody else's toolbox or help somebody else along the way. There's a reason that we're all still in this profession,
Oh,
and giving back to it is one of the things that will help ensure that it survives.
yeah. So you said every week you get together with this Slam family, the Slamily that we like to call it, and it's on a Sunday night. How is it that, I mean, you're a high school band director, you're 8 weeks, 9 weeks into your marching band season. Could you possibly give up an hour on your sacred Sunday that is free of marching band?
Absolutely. I think, like everybody, we all have that, like, oh, it's one more thing to do. But the moment I click join and I see and hear voices and faces of friends and new friends say, welcome, how are you? I leave after that hour thinking it was already an hour and it's time to go. And then I'm energized for the week to come. And that sets me up for Mondays. And it did all last spring and really allowed me to go into the work week with a positive spin on what we do instead of maybe what I left the end of the last week with.
That's really, really cool. Glad to hear that. Is there anything else that you want to share about your experience with Slam or your involvement so far this past year?
Sure. I think everybody needs to try it. It's one of those organizations that there are it's kind of like that secret door meeting, but the door's open, where everybody gets to talk about everything and everything's on the table and everyone is honest and real, which is what we need. We don't necessarily get that always throughout the course of the week. Um, I think it's just an opportunity for people to really build their own sense of self and community away from just their kids, even though this is part of our kids and we all feel like, that is also our family. Um, I don't think enough of us do a good enough job of socializing and being part of our director community, which not only fills our cup, like I said, but strengthens us as band directors. But it also may put you there for somebody else that needs you that night. So I think everybody needs to try it. There is such great words of wisdom and great laughs that happen every week. And it's just a great way to spend an hour to get ready for your next week.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.